Hello my dear students, in this video we will learn about geometrical concepts. So let's start from point. Point is simple a dot which is marked by a pencil or a sharp tip of a pencil, like you can see here. This is point A and point X. If we write any dot and if we give the name to that dot in a capital letter, that dot will be known as a point in maths. Okay, so these dots, if all the dots are lies in a same line, then we will call it collinear points. You can see all these three dots are in one single line. We will call it collinear point. Here the word collinear, co means same and linear means align, which means if three or more points that lie on a same line, they are known as collinear points. Same if any of them, any one point is not in a line among all these points, then we will call non-collinear points. Like three or more points that do not lie on the same line, they will be known as non-collinear points. So now uh, after these points, if we have some points like this, suppose I am having these points and I want to join these points with the shortest distance. So the distance between, suppose this is point A and the next is point B, this point and this point, if I join them, the smallest distance, the definite length between these two points is known as a line segment. So this is the third uh, definition, that what is a line segment. Line segment has two endpoints, you can see A and B, and it has definite length and we can measure it. And this is the part of a line, so we call it segment. This is the segment of a line. Okay, well, as we have AB here, you can see here we have AB, and this AB can be written as line segment BA, or we can write it line segment AB. Okay, so after line segment, now let's move to the line. As line segment was having two endpoints, line doesn't have any endpoint. It can be extended endlessly in both the direction, which means it doesn't have the fixed length and it cannot be measured, and that is known as a line. Now how can we represent line? You can see here the representation of a line has arrow on both the directions, which means we can extend line in any direction. We have two types to mention to represent a line. First is by using the English alphabets, like capital alphabets like PQ, line segment PQ, or we can also represent PQ as like this line PQ. And the second representation, there we can use the small letter of English alphabet, like here we can say line L, or we can say line P in a small letter. Okay, so after the line we have, if we divide this line into two parts, then this portion will look like this portion of a line, and then we will call this line as a ray. Ray is a part of a line which has an initial point but no end point. इसका एक initial point होता है but end point नहीं होता, तो we will call it ray. It looks like an arrow, and we will represent ray as ray AB. We will put arrow on this and it will start from A and goes to B, and we cannot write A B like this. Okay, but we can write BA, ray BA. That is okay if we will write it in this way. Then if we have two or more lines which are meeting at a point or crossing each other at a point, then those lines in maths we will call them intersecting lines. So what are intersecting lines? These are those lines which intersect themselves at a one point, जो अपने आप को एक पॉइंट पे कट करती हैं. And suppose these this line is L and this line is M and they both are cutting at O. So we will say, we can call it line L and M are intersecting at point O. Two lines or ray meet or cross each other at a point are said to be intersecting line. कोई रे हो सकती है, ये कोई लाइन हो सकती है, कोई लाइन सेगमेंट भी हो सकती है. अगर ये एक पॉइंट पे टच करती हैं, एक दूसरे को मिलती हैं या फिर क्रॉस करती हैं, इन्हें हम इंटरसेक्टिंग लाइन कहते हैं. सो हियर द वर्ड इंटर मीन्स बीच में, एंड सेक्टिंग मीन्स डिवाइड करना. डिवाइड करना मतलब बीच में से काटना, कट करना एक दूसरे को. And suppose these lines are not cutting each other at any point. If we go parallel, means if we go infinite at an infinite distance, they are not touching each other, वो कट नहीं कर रही हैं, then we will call these lines as parallel lines. So two or more lines or rays, when they never intersect each other, they are said to be parallel to each other. Here you can see the line AB and line PQ. These lines are not intersecting each other, so we will call it line AB is parallel to line PQ. This is the symbol of parallel. And suppose if they cut, if they intersect but at an angle of 90 degree, then we will call those kind of lines as perpendicular lines. So two lines are said to be perpendicular to each other if they intersect with each other at an angle of 90 degree. Now what is angle? Angle is a figure formed by two rays with a common initial point, and that is known as angle. So after this we will move to the next topic, that is an angle. Suppose we have two rays and these two rays are joining each other at this point, at point O, or they are intersecting at O. So then we will call these rays are having an angle. Means the figure, this figure which is formed by two rays, here this is ray OA and this is ray OB, they have common initial point, they have one vertex, and they have one end point which is joining to each other. This figure is known as an angle, इसे हम angle बोलते हैं. And this angle also have two rays. Now both the rays in this figure are known as arms of this angle. इस angle की क्या होंगी? Arm. So here we have arm OA and arm OB. These are the two arms. And where these two arms are joining, that is known as vertex. We will call that vertex. यहाँ पे ये दोनों arms मिलेंगी. We have vertex O. Okay, and then we have the name of this angle. We call it angle BOA, or we can say AOB. So I hope आपको ये समझ आया. Then we will do the next in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.